County Metro expected to release a study this summer that could serve as a blueprint for congestion pricing. Details are light, such as technology and projected revenue, but 3 areas appear to be possible pilot locations, including a 16-mile stretch of the 10 freeway between downtown and Santa Monica. All this part of an effort to reduce traffic, improve air quality, and boost public transit. With more, I am joined by Michael Manville. He is Associate Professor of Urban Planning at the UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs. Professor, thank you so much for being with us tonight. You study congestion pricing. What is it?
Congestion pricing is just the idea that if you want to reduce traffic congestion, make the driving experience better, and also, improve air quality, like you mentioned, you have to address the root cause of traffic congestion. And the root cause of traffic congestion is that the roads are a finite resource that lots of people want. And when you don't charge for them, too many people use them, and so you get a shortage. And that's what traffic congestion is. And so if you put a toll on the road, and especially a toll that will be higher when more people want to use it, for instance, at rush hour, you can use that to make the road perform better and give most drivers a better experience.
So any of the toll roads that we already have exactly line up with congestion pricing already?
The closest that we have that would come to congestion pricing would be the so-called high occupancy toll lanes that are on right now on parts of the 110 and the 10, among others. Those are sort of dynamically priced roads where the toll rises and falls with demand. Most toll roads that most of your viewers are going to be familiar with are not congestion pricing. Most toll roads are just roads that have a price attached to them because the government wants to raise some money, usually to pay back the cost of building the road. That's a very different concept. That's just sort of a revenue-based toll. Congestion price is what we call a performance-based toll. It's designed to literally make the road perform better. You do raise revenue, but that revenue is kind of an afterthought or a byproduct.
Where would this revenue go, and has this worked elsewhere?
The question of where the revenue would go would be up to the agency, obviously with a lot of consultation with the public, but up to the agency that levies the toll. So that's sort of a decision for Metro to make if they move forward. The question of whether this has worked in other places, yes, it absolutely has. It's not a popular idea, so it hasn't been used in too many places, but Singapore, Stockholm, Milan, London, all of these have some variation of congestion pricing. And in all these places, what we've seen is that traffic congestion goes down substantially, air quality improves substantially, and they do raise a lot of revenue.
You mentioned that this isn't necessarily popular, the idea of congestion pricing. Critics say this will unfairly target lower-income commuters, lower-income Angelenos, and then also just cause traffic to spill out into the surface streets. That seems to be logical. Wouldn't that happen? Two things, right? With respect to spillover traffic, that already happens. Right? The free road gets very congested, the 405, and as a result, Sepulveda Boulevard gets a lot of spillover traffic. So if it does cause spillover, that won't necessarily be any different from what we experience right now. For reasons that I won't go into in too much detail because we don't want to get too into the weeds, a lot of us who study this and who've observed it in other places think the spillover is not going to be nearly as large as people fear. The one reason for that is that once you get a road moving, once you reduce congestion, it actually carries more cars, right? So you actually can have a situation where the road, once it's priced, actually pulls vehicles onto it. The second point that you raised about harm to lower income drivers, that is a real source of concern. But it's also a source of concern that kind of comes with its own solution, right? This program will raise a lot of money, and we can use some of that money to help low-income travelers offset whatever cost the tolls might pose for them. Just as a quick analogy, the criticism that this, pricing a sort of public network good like the roads would place an unfair burden on low-income users is also a criticism you could levy against water meters, gas meters, electricity. But we do price all those things, and we deal with that problem by taking some of the payments most of us make and redistributing them to our lower income consumers. And there's absolutely no reason we couldn't or shouldn't
do that with low-income drivers.
Well, we can all agree on that traffic is an issue for Los Angeles and Southern California at large. So congestion pricing could be one of the ways that we deal with that. We will see. In the meantime, we'll leave it right there. Associate Professor of Urban Planning at UCLA Luskin School of Public Affairs, Professor Manville, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.